I don't know if you guys have heard of Lisa Feldman-Barrett. I've listened to her on the Lex Freidman podcast and the Andrew Huberman podcast. She is a brilliant brain scientist and researcher, and her research is in emotion. And the way that she describes emotion completely blew the lid off of it for me. So, your brain is just taking in raw sensory data. It's locked in a black box. It's getting information from your senses. And it has to take in all of that sensory information and filter it down to predict what to do next. It uses the present sensory information as well as all the sensory information that you've encoded into your memory. Now, your body's main priority at all times is resource allocation and metabolic conservation. All of those things, those things are what your body cares about as far as survival is concerned. And you're using that information that you bring in to allocate your resources for your survival. And your brain doesn't have a state that is happy, or your body doesn't have a state that is happy or sad or angry. Emotions are linguistic concepts that we use to put our sensory state into a box that we can then communicate with other people. And what we're actually experiencing in our bodies is a combination of sensory input and our affect. So affect, at any point in time, you're going to be somewhere on this chart between positive emotion and negative emotion, high energy and low energy. And you're going to kind of oscillate around in there. And then your body is going to take in your affect as well as other sensory information based on the present context and all of your memory, and it's going to predict what you need to do next. So say you're feeling a churning in your stomach. Maybe based on all of your memory and the other sensory data coming in and your affect, your body's going to say, oh, we're nervous. We're in an unfamiliar situation. Like this churning is butterflies. But in another context, a churning in your stomach, it might be indigestion, it might be hunger, it might be excitement. But your body just takes in that data and it uses everything it knows and it makes a prediction. And that prediction, when we experience that as a concept, we call it an emotion. But being able to release from this idea that, like, I'm having an emotion, what is this emotion? I'll think more about what my affect is and what sensory information I'm taking in, and just really breaking out of that idea that an emotion is a thing that you have and that you are and that exists, rather than it's just a useful concept and linguistic tool, has really helped me so much to be able to just observe my state with neutrality and curiosity instead of constantly feeling like I have to figure out what my emotions are. So I got this from Lisa Feldman-Barrett. Go find her. I've listened to like 8 hours of her podcasts. So she's brilliant. You won't regret it.